Have you ever found yourself standing at the edge of what feels like an impossible challenge? The weight of the world on your shoulders, your dreams buried beneath a mountain of doubt. What if I told you that those moments, the ones where you feel most broken, are not the end of your story, but the start of your most powerful transformation? In a world that often feels uncertain, filled with obstacles and setbacks, we are often asked, how can I keep going when the road is so tough? The answer is simpler than we think. The strength to move forward comes not from the absence of pain, but from embracing it with a deeper purpose. And no, this isn't just wishful thinking. It's the truth that has the potential to change not only how you see your own life, but also how you approach the challenges ahead. Stick with me through this journey today, because I'm going to share with you not just a story of survival, but of thriving against all odds, of finding purpose where others only see struggle. Whether you face rejection, fear, or even failure, promise you there's more inside you than you know. And as we walk this road together, you will realize that it's not your circumstances that define you, it's how you rise from them. The journey of overcoming the impossible begins when we stop defining ourselves by our limitations. It is easy to look at ourselves and our circumstances and feel that we are incapable of achieving anything beyond the ordinary, especially when faced with what seems like an insurmountable challenge. Whether it's a personal struggle, a setback at work, or even a physical challenge that feels like a constant roadblock, these are the moments that can define our lives. But what if I told you that the very things that seem to hold us back can actually be the starting point of our greatest triumphs? When we face challenges, the natural instinct is often to shrink away, to hide from the discomfort, and to seek the easiest route out. But in reality, it is within the moments of adversity that we discover the strength to rise. The seemingly impossible tasks are the ones that push us to dig deeper, to tap into reserves of courage and resilience that we never thought we had. The impossible is not just a barrier, it is the opportunity to redefine what is possible. The key to overcoming the impossible lies not in the absence of fear, pain, or doubt, but in our willingness to move forward despite those very feelings. Life will never be without obstacles, but how we choose to approach them determines whether we remain stuck or find a way through. It's about shifting our perspective, seeing challenges not as walls, but as bridges to something greater. When we embrace that mentality, we open ourselves up to discovering new strength and new capabilities. This mindset shift is crucial because it allows us to look at our lives and our futures without the lens of defeat. It transforms the impossible into a challenge waiting to be conquered. And it reminds us that we were never meant to give up. In fact, it's often in those moments when we feel most overwhelmed that we are on the brink of the greatest breakthroughs. There's an incredible power and persistence in refusing to allow the weight of the world to dictate our path. However, it's important to recognize that overcoming the impossible is not about fighting against the world, but about fighting for something deeper within ourselves. It's about finding a purpose that drives us, something that is greater than the obstacles we face. This purpose fuels our determination and gives us the strength to keep moving forward when everything else feels like it's fallen apart. Through faith, belief, and perseverance, we can begin to dismantle the walls that seem so tall in front of us. Our journey becomes less about what we lack and more about what we are capable of achieving. It's about building the courage to step forward even when we don't have all the answers, trusting that the path will unfold as we continue to move in faith. When we break through the impossible, it is not just a personal victory, it becomes a message to those around us that no situation is beyond hope, no challenge is too great to overcome. It becomes a living testimony of what happens when we choose not to give up, to keep fighting, and to trust in the process of growth and transformation. Ultimately, overcoming the impossible is not just about achieving success, but about discovering a new sense of purpose and strength that can change everything. Embracing uncertainty is often one of the most difficult yet powerful steps in personal growth. Life is filled with moments when the path ahead seems unclear, when we face more questions than answers, and when the future appears uncertain. This feeling of uncertainty can be overwhelming, often making us question our ability to keep moving forward. But what if instead of fearing the unknown, we chose to embrace it? What if we understood that uncertainty is not something to dread, but something that can lead us to profound growth and discovery? We tend to associate certainty with comfort. We seek predictability, routine, and the assurance that the next step we take will be safe. This is natural. Our brains are wired to seek security and avoid risk. But life doesn't always work that way. No matter how much we plan, there will always be moments when things are out of our control. The future is never as clear-cut as we want it to be. Yet it's in these moments of uncertainty that we often experience the greatest breakthroughs. The lack of certainty forces us to let go of the need for control and instead trust that, even in the unknown, we are being guided towards something better. When we embrace uncertainty, we give ourselves permission to take risks. We stop waiting for the perfect conditions or the perfect moment to begin. Instead, we act despite not knowing the outcome. This is where growth happens, when we move forward in faith, even when we don't have all the answers. It's easy to stay stuck in a place of comfort where things are predictable and safe. But if we never step into the unknown, we miss out on the opportunities that only uncertainty can bring. It is through uncertainty that we learn, adapt, and ultimately evolve into the people we are meant to be. Taking this step into the unknown also invites us to cultivate resilience. When we embrace uncertainty, we are not just facing external challenges, we are also facing our internal fears. The fear of failure, of not being good enough, of not knowing what comes next, but resilience is built in these very moments. It is in choosing to move forward despite fear and doubt that we develop the strength to overcome whatever comes our way. Over time, this resilience becomes a powerful force that drives us forward, helping us to see each challenge not as a roadblock, but as an opportunity to grow stronger. Uncertainty also has a way of revealing our deepest desires and motivations. When the predictable world falls away, we are left with only what truly matters. In those moments, we are forced to reconnect with our purpose, to remember why we started in the first place. The clarity that comes from embracing uncertainty can be profound, as it allows us to let go of distractions and focus on what truly drives us. Without the pressure of knowing exactly what the future holds, we can find freedom in the present moment and learn to trust that no matter where life takes us, we will be equipped to handle it. In the end, embracing uncertainty is not about abandoning all plans or becoming reckless. It's about accepting that life is unpredictable and that we don't need to know everything to take the next step. It's about trusting that even in the midst of uncertainty, we are being shaped and guided toward a future we may not fully understand, but one that will ultimately lead us to a life of deeper fulfillment, growth, and purpose. When we stop resisting the unknown, we begin to see it as the fertile ground for all the possibilities that life has to offer. The power of hope and faith is often underestimated in today's world, yet it holds the potential to transform our lives in profound ways. In times of hardship, when everything seems to be falling apart, it is hope that keeps us moving forward. It is faith that gives us the strength to believe that there is something greater waiting for us, even when we can't yet see the way forward. Hope and faith are not just abstract concepts or wishful thinking. They are powerful forces that shape our reality and guide us through life's difficult moments. At its core, hope is the belief that better things are possible, even when our circumstances tell us otherwise. It is the light in the darkness, the spark that keeps our dreams alive when the world seems to be conspiring against us. Hope does not require us to have all the answers or to see the entire path laid out before us. Instead, it simply requires us to believe that something greater exists beyond our current challenges. It is the belief that our struggles are not the end of our story, but rather a part of the process that leads to something better. Hope is often the difference between giving up and pushing through. When faced with overwhelming adversity, it's easy to succumb to feelings of despair. We can become so focused on the difficulty of the present moment that we lose sight of the possibilities that lie ahead. But hope helps us shift our perspective. It reminds us that no matter how dark it gets, there is always the potential for light to break through. It is hope that gives us the courage to keep going when everything inside us says to quit. It is the reminder that even in the deepest valleys, there is a way out, and that the journey itself holds valuable lessons we may not yet understand. Faith works hand in hand with hope, but it goes a step further. Faith is not just about wishing for something to happen. It is the confident assurance that something greater is at work, even when we cannot see it. Faith is the belief that our lives are part of a greater plan, a plan that transcends our immediate struggles and leads us towards something more meaningful. It is through faith that we find the strength to face challenges head-on, knowing that we are not alone in our journey. Faith gives us the conviction that no matter how difficult the road, we are being guided toward a purpose greater than ourselves. This combination of hope and faith has the power to shape our perception of life's challenges. When we face difficulties, it's easy to feel as though the universe is against us, that we are fighting an uphill with no end in sight. But with hope, we see that challenges are not roadblocks, they are opportunities for growth. And with faith, we trust that every challenge is part of a greater plan designed to shape us into the people we were meant to become. Hope and faith are not just passive concepts, they are active choices we make every day. Each time we choose to believe that something better is possible, we are exercising hope. Each time we choose to trust that our lives have a deeper purpose, even when the answers are unclear, we are exercising faith. In doing so, we open ourselves to a life filled with greater possibilities, more joy, and deeper fulfillment. Ultimately, hope and faith empower us to keep moving forward, even in the most uncertain and difficult times. They remind us that our struggles do not define us, our ability to rise above them does. When we embrace hope and faith, we are able to navigate life's challenges with a sense of peace and purpose, trusting that no matter what happens, there is always something greater at work. And that belief, hope, and faith is what will carry us through. Finding purpose in adversity is one of the most transformative experiences a person can have. It's often during the toughest times in life when we feel as though we are at our lowest that we are given the chance to discover a deeper sense of purpose. While suffering, loss, or failure might feel unbearable in the moment, it is in these very experiences that we can begin to understand what truly matters and why we are here. The ability to find meaning in our struggles can change the way we view both our pain and our potential. Life doesn't always unfold according to our plans. There are moments when everything we've worked for seems to crumble, when everything we've dreamed of feels out of reach. And when we wonder if it's all worth it. But in these moments, there lies an incredible opportunity to redefine what success, happiness, and fulfillment truly mean. The key to finding purpose in adversity is shifting our focus from the immediate pain to the possibility of growth. In those times when we feel broken, it's often the cracks in our lives that allow light to enter, revealing new paths and new directions we hadn't seen before. When we are forced to confront difficult situations, it pushes us to reassess our values, our motivations, and our goals. It's in these times of struggle that we are often able to shed the superficial aspects of life that don't truly matter. We begin to strip away the distractions and focus on what's really important. We reconnect with our inner selves and begin to understand that the things we thought we wanted, status, wealth, or success, may not be the things that bring us true happiness. Instead, it's the relationships we nurture, the passions we pursue, and the way we show up for others that often provide the deepest sense of meaning. Purpose is not always something we can see in the moment. In fact, the most profound purposes often reveal themselves only after we've gone through a period of difficulty. Adversity has a way of forcing us to look inward, to explore our strengths and weaknesses, and to discover what we are truly made of. It pushes us to dig deeper into our personal values and gives us the opportunity to rise above our circumstances. In this process, we begin to develop a deeper sense of resilience and an understanding that we are capable of far more than we ever imagined. Sometimes our purpose is not something we find in the absence of struggle, but through it. The challenges we face can serve as stepping stones, leading us toward a greater sense of purpose and fulfillment. Our pain becomes a catalyst for transformation, pushing us to take action and make a difference in the world around us. The adversity we face in life doesn't define us, it refines us, helping us become the people we are meant to be. When we find purpose in adversity, we discover that our struggles are not in vain. They are part of a larger story, one that includes both triumph and tragedy, but ultimately leads us to greater strength, compassion, and understanding. Life's hardships are not obstacles to our happiness, they are opportunities for us to grow, to learn, and to find a deeper sense of meaning. By embracing our challenges and finding purpose in them, we not only transform our own lives, but also inspire others to do the same. Living with passion is one of the most powerful ways to create a life of purpose and fulfillment. It is not just about pursuing what we enjoy, but about infusing every aspect of our lives with energy, enthusiasm, and commitment. Passion drives us forward, fuels our creativity, and keeps us resilient in the face of challenges. When we live with passion, we are not merely existing, we are fully alive, engaging with the world around us in a way that brings meaning and joy. Many people go through life simply going through the motions, caught up in the daily grind, focusing on tasks and responsibilities without ever stopping to ask themselves, what excites me? What makes my heart race with joy? Often we can become so busy with external demands that we forget what it feels like to truly be passionate about something. Living with passion requires us to reconnect with our inner desires, to ask ourselves what makes us feel alive, and then to actively pursue those things with focus and determination. It's about doing what fills us up, even if it's not always the easiest or most comfortable path. When we live with passion, we are not simply chasing goals for the sake of achievement. We are following a deeper calling that resonates with who we are at our core. Passion is the driving force behind everything we do, from our careers to our relationships. It helps us tap into our full potential, pushing us to exceed our limits and accomplish things we once thought impossible. Passion allows us to see challenges not as obstacles, but as opportunities for growth and self-discovery. It transforms the mundane into something meaningful because we are doing it with purpose and zeal. Moreover, passion has a contagious effect. When we live with passion, we inspire others to do the same. Passion doesn't just stay confined to ourselves, it radiates outwards, encouraging those around us to follow their own dreams and engage with life in a deeper way. Whether it's through our work, our relationships, or the way we live day to day, our passion has the power to motivate others, to spark their creativity, and to bring a sense of excitement to their lives as well. The more we live with passion, the more we create a ripple effect, helping others to see the possibilities in their own lives. Living with passion is also essential for maintaining a sense of purpose, especially when times get tough. During moments of struggle or uncertainty, passion can be the anchor that keeps us going. It's often easy to lose sight of our goals when we are bogged down by difficulties, but when we are driven by passion, we have something to hold on to. Passion doesn't allow us to stay stuck in despair or doubt for long. It pushes us to keep moving forward, to stay focused on what matters most, and to persevere through the hardest moments. It becomes the fuel that propels us through the storms of life, helping us stay connected to our deeper why. Ultimately, living with passion means choosing to live a life that is fully engaged and alive. It means doing what excites us, what fulfills us, and what brings us joy, regardless of external pressures. It's about taking risks, following our hearts, and refusing to settle for a life that feels anything less than extraordinary. When we live with passion, we don't just exist in the world, we create a life that is vibrant, meaningful, and deeply satisfying. Passion is the key to unlocking our full potential and experiencing the richness that life has to offer. The call to action is a powerful invitation to step into the life we are meant to lead, to take charge of our circumstances and make the decisions that will shape our future. It is about refusing to let fear, doubt, or complacency hold us back from reaching our full potential. The call to action encourages us to not simply wait for opportunities to come to us, but to go out and create those opportunities ourselves. It's a challenge to stop making excuses and start taking responsibility for the life we want to live, knowing that we have the power to make a difference. Each of us has dreams, goals, and desires that we hope to achieve, but far too often we let these dreams slip away because we fail to take the necessary action. We may fear failure, doubt our abilities, or convince ourselves that we are not ready. But the truth is that the path to success, whatever that looks like for each of us, is not paved with certainty or comfort. It is paved with decisions, sometimes difficult ones, to take action even when we don't have all the answers. The moment we choose to act is the moment we begin to move closer to the life we desire. The call to action reminds us that the power to change our lives is within us. It is easy to become passive observers of our own lives, letting the world dictate our circumstances and waiting for a perfect moment to act. But that moment may never come. Life is always unpredictable, and waiting for everything to align perfectly is a sure way to stay stuck. The true key to transformation lies in making bold decisions in the face of uncertainty, taking that first step even when we're unsure of the outcome. Every step, no matter how small, is progress toward the life we want to create. Moreover, the call to action is about recognizing the impact we can have on the world around us. Every decision we make has the potential to affect not only our own lives, but the lives of others as well. The choices we make ripple out, influencing the people we encounter and the communities we belong to. When we take action, we become agents of change, inspiring others to do the same. We have the ability to create a wave of positivity, growth, and transformation simply by choosing to take that first step toward our goals. The world doesn't need more passive onlookers. It needs people who are ready to show up, take risks, and bring about change. Taking action also means choosing to let go of the past and move forward with a new sense of purpose. It's easy to stay anchored to past mistakes, regrets, or missed opportunities, but doing so only keeps us trapped in a cycle of inaction. The call to action challenges us to release those burdens and focus on the future we want to create. The past doesn't define us, and every new day is an opportunity to start fresh. Our decisions today will shape the tomorrow we desire, and we have the power to make those decisions with intention and confidence. Ultimately, the call to action is about stepping into our own power, embracing the responsibility that comes with shaping our lives and taking the necessary steps to make our dreams a reality. It is an invitation to live fully, to not just survive, but to thrive and to create a life that is meaningful and impactful. When we answer this call, we stop waiting for life to happen to us and start creating the life we've always dreamed of. The world is waiting for us to show up, and the time to act is now.